to get onto this topic called automotive digital retailing. We're going to spend a few minutes defining the concept and then getting into the high-level effects of the concept with you. But let's first define it. The first definition is using technology to better connect digital showrooms with physical ones. But I like the second definition more, which is seamlessly connect online showrooms to physical in-showroom experiences. That's the part I like, is the experience part. The top reasons individuals choose to shop online, this is independent of automotive digital retailing, rather than inside the retail store, car retail, this was an automotive study, was 58% said the ability to shop 24/7. 54% said price comparisons. While price comparisons are transparent, they feel like if they can compare the prices, they're getting a better deal, even although the prices are probably all in a similar ballpark anyway. The consumer still gets that feeling of he's checked. Saving time, 40% of consumers said that's the reason they will choose to shop online, and then 39% said convenience. Dealerships that employ digital retailing strategies, 51% of them had higher gross profit margins after employing automotive digital retailing strategies. So what is it? Well, the first thing it is, it provides the customer with critical information. Take a critical look at your website on your mobile phone and ask yourself, how much information are you giving the consumer about the car, about your business on your website? Because 52% of dealers in the US thought that automotive digital retailing was merely just listing inventory online, when it's not. It's so much more than that. Continued this research, and 51% of consumers buying cars wanted to structure a deal online. So giving consumers as much information as possible, relinquishing control over trying to get them into the dealership prematurely will get you more of the consumer's attention. Show them discounts, show them add-on options, show them F&I products, even put up a form if you like, and tell them that you will get back to them with some sort of indication of what their finance may look like. Consumers are embarrassed to come into your dealership, apply for finance, and get turned down. Plus, it takes you a lot of work to get 60 to 70% of the applications turned down. You've got to apply resource. Why not let your online website do all of that filtering for you? That's an automotive digital retailing strategy. Let the consumer handle part of the purchasing process online, on your dealership website. 83% of customers in the same study said they wanted to do one or more steps in the purchase process online. So consumers are poised, they want to do it. Dealers are just not providing the capability yet. And I say yet because it's coming. So the goal is to provide convenience and hand over the control to the consumer. How do you hand over control? Don't try and force them to make themselves known prematurely. So allow them to start their purchasing process, allow them to start the finance process. I mean, finance is a classic example. The moment you put finance on your dealership website, or finance options on your dealership website, or even some sort of form, you get to know who the consumer is anyway. 50% of car buyers surveyed said that they would be more likely to service their car at the dealership that they bought it from if there was an online scheduling and cost estimate option on the dealer's website. Again, it goes down to potentially embarrassment. Somebody does want to come into your dealership, say, what does it cost me to service the car? Get a figure of 10,000 Rand and say, can't afford that right now, and walk out. If they can come onto your website, put in the mileage, even give you their details, give you the registration number, and say to you, what would it cost me to service the car? And you give them an estimate range. 50% of car buyers surveyed said they were more likely to service their car at that dealership if they had an online cost estimate for service. What does that leave your salespeople to do? Because you may be thinking, well, then why do I need salespeople? Well, you do, to do the jobs that they were actually employed to do. And that is help the consumer learn about the product, the car. Because what salespeople are doing on dealership floors right now is they're structuring deals. Nothing wrong with it, and traditionally that's the way everybody's done things. But if part of that deal structuring and process is done online, it allows the salesperson's role to shift and become a product specialist, to begin to learn more about the car. And instead of spending an hour with F&I, the customer can learn about the thing they actually came there to buy. They didn't come there to buy finance, they came there to buy a car. And so showrooms become a place to cultivate and educate customers. And that in essence does one thing, builds trust. It builds those third moments of truth, the experience inside your dealership. Your dealership brand advocacy goes up as a result of the experience. And the one thing that will be left standing at the end of the day, your brand will continue to thrive. How much money do you think you have to spend in relation to your other costs? I'm not talking about a rand value. In relation to your other operating costs in your business. So now exclude gross margin costs. Okay, so only operating costs. How much money in relation to that cost total in percentage terms do you think you have to spend online? What if I told you your spend online and your spend offline should be equal? Let me explain to you how. There should be 3 lines on your P&L. The first line, not necessarily in any order, is marketing. The second line is advertising. And the third line is information technology operating expenditure.